Hey, the Setonians, my name is Apollo, and welcome to the wrestling season preview. And today I am joined by Coach DeAugustine. Coach, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Very excited for homecoming. First of all, tell us about your past experiences in the wrestling world, whether it's out on the mat or, coaching, and how that's applied to coaching here.
Yeah, so I've coached for the last 18 years. So I was at the high school level for 18 years, 16 awesome years at Hempfield, 2 really good years at Norwin High School. So then just decided to take the leap, and when this position opened, decided to apply for it. And last year was my first year coaching collegiately, and it was certainly a learning experience for us as a staff. But we feel this year we're well prepared and on the right track.
Right, making that jump isn't exactly going to be the most easiest thing, but as long as you keep on going, you keep adjusting, it's going to become secondhand nature to you in no time. So.
Yeah, the coaching aspect of it, just being in the room is not really the issue. I think coaching wrestling is coaching wrestling at any level. But I think the other aspect, the recruiting aspect of it, getting guys in here with the same goals, same visions, is really the most difficult part. And you obviously have some resources that you have to allocate and make sure that you're doing it the right way with the scholarships and again, just getting guys in here that share a common goal. For us, that's what we want to do. We want to get guys in here that want to compete hard, and also, it's important to be well-rounded. So you can't just come in here and focus on just wrestling, right? It's athletics, academics, and social life that we have to balance and make sure that we get guys in here that share a common goal for all 3 of those areas. We had a really good recruiting class. We brought 13 guys in. 10 of which were freshmen, 2 transfers from Division I programs, Lock Haven and Kent State. And then we have actually two transfers from Mercyhurst. So 9 freshmen, 3 transfers, and we have a mid-season transfer coming in. So we're excited about those guys. They have changed the culture of the program tremendously from last year to this year. So we're excited.
You mentioned a little bit of culture. Tell me about how you've had to adjust things like culture or just, any kind of aspect of connecting with the team, connecting with the staff, just all that stuff that you've had to adjust to during your first year.
So last year, I got hired really late. So July, and the first time I met these guys was first day of school in August last year. So wow. It was, we were behind the 8 ball a little bit, but we also had, I inherited the team, and I told those guys, I didn't recruit anyone on that squad. So just sat back and watched and observed some things, and then tried to instill certain things on the... So you try to change. You can't change a culture in 1 year, and certainly not come in and just be like, hey, this is the way we're doing things. It can't be a shock like that, right? So we slowly work and try to change the culture a little bit. We did a really good job of bringing some guys in. Like I said, the 13 guys that we have coming in, or that have come in, have changed the culture because we talk about the vision and what we expect. We did that at the recruiting process, right? We vetted those guys and made sure that they were gonna follow suit with what we vision the culture of Seton Hill wrestling. So we have done a good job with that, but changing the culture overnight is pretty close to impossible.
Right.
So
you can't build Rome in a day. You know what I mean?
Sure.
There's a lot of stuff that you
I will say that we're extremely proud of where we're at now. It's night and day. How it was last year. So we have guys that are in here busting their butt every day, and that's obviously good for the individuals themselves, us as a program, the university in general. So we're excited.
Yeah. Tell me about what you are looking forward to, improving this upcoming season. And this could be anything from not just performance, but like I said, any of the culture, any of the programming stuff, recruiting, etc.
Yeah. So the biggest thing that we talk about daily is just feeling comfortable being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. And that's one of the things that we try to preach. And I feel like I've done a good job through the high school ranks and when I was coaching there and really paying attention to the mental aspect of the game. It's really important. And we just had this discussion yesterday is if you're not willing to get yourself in a position that's uncomfortable, then it's impossible to have growth, right? So I can grab anybody off the hill to come down here and go through the motions and go through a wrestling practice, but the substance and making sure that you're pushing your body to the max. And then when you get to that point, that what I like to call the red zone, when you get to that red zone, you have to be able to push through it both physically and mentally. And that's how you make your growth. That's how you make your gains. And some guys are willing to do that and other guys are not. So that's part when you get to the real world and and you have a real job.
Right.
If things don't go your way, you don't quit, right? You don't just say, hey, that's it, I'm done, and a perfect example of this is, we had a veteran guy lose to a freshman in a wrestle off. So he lost his position to a freshman. And, he said, he asked me my thoughts on it. And for me, this kid's an education major. And I said to him, hey, if you're a substitute teacher and you've worked a long time in a district and a full-time position opens up and you're down to the final three and you don't get that full-time position, are you going to quit? Right? Do you quit working as a substitute? Do you quit working every day and becoming the best substitute you can so that when the next position opens, you're better than you were the last time you interviewed. So, those guys have to understand that there's real world lessons that we're learning in the sport in the world every day.
Absolutely. I think you really nailed it whenever you're talking about still keeping going even after you've lost an opportunity. I always think that it's not about winning or losing. It's just it's the ability to keep going regardless of the outcome. And I think that that's a really, really important skill that you're teaching them. So I commend you for your effort.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think, and I forget who it was. If it was Winston Churchill or someone just said that, basically, it's not where you stand in the moments of comfort and convenience. It's where you stand in the face of adversity. And when you face that adversity, there has to be, you have one way to go. You have two ways to go. You can either bow down a little bit and just say, hey, I don't want to go through this uncomfortable situation, or you can fight through it. And
right.
A lot of guys are, willing to fight through, but it's part of that change of culture, and we're getting there, and we will continue to strive to get to better places.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see that, really flourish and see how that affects the team positively. Sure. It's really, really good stuff. So good. Once again, I commend you on your efforts here, and I wish you guys best of luck on your season.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Really, really good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining me here.
No problem.
So, all right. For this segment, we have junior Kane Kettering. Kane, how are you doing today?
I'm good. It's a good day. Nice weather. Happy to be here.
Absolutely.
For you.
First of all, tell me about the shift that you experienced with gaining a new coach and how that has positively affected you.
So I think ever since we got Coach DeAugustine, he's kind of driven us all in more of a positive direction, kind of help us set new goals for ourselves. And he really drives us to get better every day. We come in and he always tells us every day is a new opportunity to improve and get better in that day. So we've all been on a good outlook since he's been here.
Yeah, it sounds really nice. And from what I've been talking with him, it seems like you guys are on a really good track to something really, really great. So that's really awesome. Tell me about your experience last season going into nationals and how that was for you.
It was really, really cool. I wasn't expected to make it. I was unseeded in the PSAC tournament, and I won regions. I made it to nationals, and me and one other teammate who graduated made it. It was a really cool experience. It was a big show, get to the big time show. It's nice to be there.
Right.
And it was new for me and coach both. And I think it was a really good growing experience. It was good to be exposed to kind of the best kids in the country. And I kind of opened my eyes to the next level of wrestling.
Yeah, it goes back to that old saying, steel sharpens steel. So, it's very much important that, you're able to have that experience to go out there and, be a part of that so then you can be better for next year. And same with coach, it's really good that he's able to have that experience to know what to prepare for next year. So, I think that's going to be really, really fun to see this year, to see how you guys perform. And going from unseeded to that, it's a pretty big accomplishment, I would think, right?
Yeah.
So, commend you a lot for that.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell me about what your goals are for the season, how you like in which areas you want to improve upon on and off the field, just like what you want to set for yourself.
I really want to focus on getting back to that national tournament, and this time hopefully coming out with some hardware, being an All-American. That would be a massive goal of mine. It'd be awesome to achieve that. And I also want to just become closer with my team, grow as people, grow as teammates, and really push all of us to like the next level, and everybody reach their goal no matter what it is, even if it's just to make the lineup or get to nationals, whatever it is. I want to get a good close connection with everybody and really drive ourselves to the next point.
Absolutely. And just like you said, it's important to always have those goals for yourself, no matter how small it may seem, because at least it's something that you can shoot for so that you can keep going after that. You know what I mean? Like, it's always important to have that kind of stuff, no matter what level you are, no matter like if you're a freshman or a senior. It's always important to always be striving for something greater and, just having something to, strive for. It's always really, really important. So, hey, thank you for being on here. We really appreciate it.
Of course. I love that you came down. It was good to talk to you as always.
Yeah, of course. It's always really nice to go out, visit the team, see how it's all going beforehand. You guys are always really fun to be around. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
So